Hey everyone, welcome to today's YouTube video. My topic today is a pretty fun one. We're going to be comparing two of the best colleges in the entire United States, two of the most prestigious colleges in the US, and two of the best colleges in terms of their location. We're going to be talking about USC and UCLA, the battle of the two best colleges, or two of the three best colleges in Los Angeles, and for most of you, two of the only practical college options if you're not super into technology or engineering, with Caltech, obviously. So USC and UCLA are both great schools, and we're going to dive in and look at things like the academic experience, the location, sports and extracurricular activities, and other options on campus in terms of campus life, financial aid, what it takes to get in, and much, much more. So stay tuned and enjoy the YouTube video. All right. So the next thing up that we're going to take a look at is the location and the weather. So we're actually going to start doing a deep dive into some of the different components here of the UCLA versus USC comparison. So the first thing we're going to look at is the location and the weather, right? So obviously the common factor between USC and UCLA is that you're in Los Angeles, which is very sunny, very warm, right? And just all in all, a great place to live if you are looking for good warm weather. Now, if you're a snowbird or something like that, you're not going to get much, snow in Los Angeles, right? Presumably. But if you sort of, navigate the, if you sort of, choose to go to either USC or UCLA, one thing that you have in common, obviously, is that they're both going to put you in a great location for really warm weather, really good beach weather, etc. Right? So that's awesome. And then the broader point is that LA is a great place to live. It's a great place to go to school. It's a great place for a lot of things, right? So Los Angeles obviously has a ton of great entertainment, a ton of great food. There's lots of tourist attractions. There's easy access to both like the beach and hiking around Los Angeles, right? So there's all kinds of great things to do in LA. There's great sports. It's very easy to travel in and out of LA between Los Angeles International Airport and all the flights that are there versus other airports in the LA area like Burbank, Long Beach, Ontario, Orange County. There's literally, thousands of flights per day in and out of the LA area. So there's a lot of great things about LA. Now, some of these obviously are not as much of a factor right now due to the pandemic, but by the time you'd be on campus, if you're watching this video trying to decide between USC and UCLA, presumably, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Things will be back to a little bit more of a normal state, and you might be able to enjoy the experience of being in Los Angeles as a college student, right? So LA is great as far as a location goes, and that's one of the big draws, honestly, for why people want to go to USC and UCLA. Now, you probably don't want to write that in your college essay because colleges in general don't like to hear, we want to come to you because you're located in a great city that's going to be super fun. That's just not a great thing to put into your, why I want to attend USC or UCLA essays, but it is something you should certainly consider as a factor in your admissions process and kind of your choice of where to go to school. So in terms of USC and UCLA, let's get into a specific breakdown of each of the schools. So USC actually has two primary campuses, the University Park campus and the Health Sciences campus. So University Park is where students spend the majority of their time. That's going to be where most of your schools, quote unquote, or the individual colleges are for USC. The only ones that are on the Health Sciences campus are going to be the School of Medicine and the School of Pharmacy, and both of them are located in the heart of LA. And we're actually going to take a look at where USC is located relative to UCLA and add some more commentary on the specific neighborhoods, because there's a bit of a difference between the two neighborhoods and where they're located and how that impacts kind of your lifestyle. So first, we're going to take a look here at USC. So as you can see, USC is right next to downtown Los Angeles. This is downtown LA right here. This is the Staples Center where the world champion, unfortunately, Los Angeles Lakers play. And this is USC right here. So it's super close to downtown LA. It's super close to Koreatown. It's super close to South LA. It's a little bit further away, but Inglewood as well, which is starting to grow into a little bit more of a community with the new Los Angeles Clippers Stadium and the Los Angeles Rams football stadium, right? So it's very much in the heart of Los Angeles. The neighborhoods around USC tend to be more diverse, right? Crenshaw, South Los Angeles, downtown LA, Echo Park, Alameda, etc. So these tend to be a little bit more as far as diverse neighborhoods. They're a little bit more socioeconomically diverse. They're a little bit more demographically diverse, right? And some of these are actually amongst the hippest neighborhoods in sort of Los Angeles, right? Koreatown is actually considered almost like a food hub of the city of Los Angeles, and you're literally, a couple miles away. So there's lots of great things around, around USC, but the trade-off is that it is a little bit less safe, right? The neighborhoods around USC are a little bit less safe, right? A lot of students do live on USC's campus in part because of the sort of surrounding neighborhoods. It's by no means, a war zone or anything like that, but it is certainly the case that USC does have a few more challenges with safety. Conversely, if you take a look at where UCLA is located kind of in the northwest corner of LA. It's much closer to the beach, as you can tell. It's very close to the airport, whereas USC is a little bit further away from the airport, right? LAX is right here. It's also super close to Hollywood and Culver City, and let's call them some of the Marina Del Rey. These tend to be wealthier neighborhoods, right? To the north, you have Bel Air, as well as Encino and a lot of these other sort of more suburbanized, a little bit wealthier communities. Beverly Hills is right next door. So UCLA is in a little bit more of a wealthy kind of area. It's a little bit less diverse as a result. In fact, it's much less diverse in some ways, but it is also a little bit safer. So there's some trade-offs between USC and UCLA. In general, I would say that the neighborhoods around USC are definitely going to be more exciting, whereas the neighborhoods around UCLA are going to be a little bit more laid back. There's more of a beach culture, obviously, with Santa Monica, Pacific Palisades, Venice, etc. If you look into the hills on a clear day, you can even see Will Smith's house from UCLA. So that might be a plus, depending on who you are. So that's USC and UCLA in terms of the neighborhoods, right? But the one thing that I will say is that you probably do have to travel a little bit further from UCLA to get to sort of any hip or interesting clubs and stuff like that, right? You kind of got to go to Hollywood to really find sort of nightclubs and stuff like that, whereas I feel like USC has a few more options around the campus. All right, folks, and with that wraps up our comparison of USC and UCLA. As always, we post pretty much daily here on the CollegeVine YouTube channel, so if you haven't had a chance already, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, be sure to hit the bell icon to get notifications every time we go on air, every time we post a new video. We're going to be posting a lot more videos just like this. Definitely stay tuned for future videos from CollegeVine's YouTube, and if you haven't already, and if you're trying to navigate the admissions process right now, definitely be sure to go to collegevine.com. Sign up for a free account. It's 100% free. You're getting a ton of awesome resources and features, all advice that I and our team here at CollegeVine have put hours and hours and hours into building. So definitely go sign up for an account at collegevine.com if you haven't already. And good luck with the admissions process. You're applying in 2020. It's a really tough year. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, but I'm going to do my best to give you advice and assistance to help you navigate the admissions process. Thanks. See y'all later.